have the physical strength advantage on him.
And the fighters have entered the ring. Good look at Lupe Suarez, 30 years old, out of Corpus Christi, Texas. 29 wins, 3 losses, 24 by knockout, and he is a southpaw. So keep your eye on that as you formulate your own strategy at home. And the ever colorful Jorge Paez, he entered the ring this evening in a full-length mink coat. There he goes. I mean, he'll chat with anyone. 37-3, 26 knockouts. Jorge was the IBF featherweight champion. He vacated that. He tried for the IBF junior lightweight title, lost the decision to Tony Lopez. So now, as a lightweight, and colorful and fun to watch, and a new hairdo. He always has a new one.
And one hairdo outdoes the other one. His last fight, he had something bizarre. This fight, he's got something new. I hate to see what he's going to have next fight.
And our tail of the tape, Suarez 5 years older, 3 inches taller, 2 pounds lighter. And Paez, years as a pro, 6. It seems like he's been on our consciousness much longer than that.
Well, he's gotten so much network exposure. Seems like he's been around for a long time.
And with us at ringside with our TVKO fights, Nevada State Judge Cindy Barton. Cindy has judged over 400 fights, many championship fights all around the world. And Cindy, welcome. And what are the rules for our first fight tonight?
Well, Lynn, the New Jersey State rules for this 10-round fight, we're governed by a 10-point must system. The referee does not score the fight tonight. The standing 8 count is in effect. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect as well. The bell cannot save the fighter in any round, including the 10th, and the doctor can stop the fight.
So there will be a standing 8 count. There won't be one later on tonight for Holyfield and Foreman. All right, let's go to the ring announcer, Michael Buffer, for the pre-fight introductions now.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Atlantic City's Convention Hall by way of Donald J. Trump's Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino here on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tonight, Main Events Monitor Productions, in association with Top Rank Incorporated, presents professional boxing for your entertainment. All these bouts are sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr. The chairman is Jerry Gormley. Board members Gary Shaw and Richard Harrison. Deputy Commissioners Lawrence Wallace and R. Yogi Hiltner. The 3 judges for this bout are Frank Brunette, Al DeVito, and Deborah Barnes. Chief ringside physician Dr. Frank V. Doggett. Attending physicians Dr. Dominic Coletta Jr. and Dr. Earl Shaw. The timekeeper for all the bouts this evening is Roosevelt Gilbert. Counting for the knockdown seconds for this bout is alternate referee Steve Smoger. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special 10-round bout in the lightweight division. The referee for this bout is Randy Newman. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the pink trunks with black trim, he weighs an even 133 pounds. Has a professional and outstanding record, 29 victories with 24 KOs. Only 3 defeats from Corpus Christi, Texas, ranked number 10 by the IBF. Ladies and gentlemen, Lupe Suarez. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white and silver trunks and weighing an even 135 pounds, also an outstanding record. 37 victories with 27 KOs. Only 3 defeats, 3 draws from Mexicali, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, the former featherweight champion of the world, Jorge Maromero Paez.
Gentlemen, trunks are fine. Here's a low blow down here. The trunks are up here. We've both gone over the rules thoroughly. Do you have any questions? No. All right, remember 2 things. Number 1, defend yourselves at all times. Number 2, obey my commands. Now shake hands or come out of the break.
Well, if Paez doesn't want to box tonight, you could have a game of tic-tac-toe on his head. And here we go, round 1, scheduled for 10. The ever colorful, you saw him try to take a bite out of the camera before, Paez, and the southpaw in the pink trunks, Lupe Suarez. Paez likes to go down in that crouch and duck in and up and try to be effective in that manner.
You see right off the bat, Suarez is coming at him. He's looking to get right on top of Paez, looking to cut the ring off on him. He's trying to corner him already here, and that's what he's got to do.
Get down and peekaboo and puts his arms down, and you never know what to expect from this guy.
No, Paez is all over the place. In fact, when I went to his workout earlier in the week, he should have been doing something on the bags or shadow boxing or whatever, but he was dancing to music. He had no intention of even having a boxing workout. He was dancing. He was doing cartwheels in the ring. He actually did a strip tease, took off all his clothes as he went along to the music. And this was just in front of his cornerman.
And he did connect with a right there. First fairly effective punch of the night.
That right hand is already straying low by Lupe Suarez on top of Paez's hip.
And Suarez gets a left hand in against Paez against the ropes. Paez is calling and cheering out loud. A war cry. I don't know if you can pick that up on the mics. He's trying to howling over there in the corner.
Right, he's trying to psych himself up. He took a few good body shots from Suarez and felt his power. I think he's trying to psych himself up right now.
He's really certifiable, isn't he, Joe?
Yeah. Well, he picked the right business, boxing and a clown. Paez got a little low blow in there himself there with that left hand.
Suarez connecting as Paez missed with an uppercut. Suarez is scoring points. And the bolo wind up and a couple of quick little uppercuts, not doing a lot of damage from Paez.
Suarez may feel a lot more comfortable at 35 than he did at 30. He lost both of his title tries at 130 pounds and got knocked out in both of them. Said he had a hard time making that weight. He looks strong at 135.
Good right from Paez.
Like I said, this is a tall order for Paez. He had a hard time even hurting the 130-pound champ, Tony the Tiger Lopez in Sacramento a few months back. Here he's going up 5 more pounds.
Well, they certainly are close to one another throughout the entire 3 minutes.
But
Neither
this
lost sight of the other as the first round winds down here. Some good
Paez got him hurt.
Paez. And Randy Newman steps in, and Paez scoring at the end of the first round.
Well, it looked like he hit Suarez with a good left hook, rocked him, and lucky for Suarez, the bell rang.
They will be speaking Espanol in Paez's corner, so we have a translator on hand, Nelson Fernandez, to interpret for us.
When you punch, you got him.
This looks like the part at the end of the round here. Well, they both exchanged punches. Paez landed his right, and then he follows up. Suarez is wobbled here, you can tell. Lucky for him, the bell rang. It was a right hand right on the chops. But he landed his own right hook on Paez, but it didn't seem to affect him as much as Paez's punch did Suarez.
So as we start round 2, Paez finishing round 1 very strong.
Well, there's a little headbutt in there, and he is, I don't know if he's cut, but it certainly took his concentration off, and he took a couple sharp shots from Suarez.
Paez backed off, put his right glove up towards his face, and was stunned momentarily. And now he's blinking on that right eye.
Well, that eye isn't bleeding, but it certainly has already swelled up. A couple more punches on that could be completely closed, Len.
Little blood on the far head above the right eye, where apparently there was a clash of heads. And continuing to work very close inside. See Paez trying to hold Suarez's right hand.
Yeah, that could become a factor later on this fight, and Randy Newman should have made note that that was a accidental headbutt, and that was not caused by a punch.
Who's the more powerful puncher, Joe?
Well, you could tell by the end of that last round that Paez is the one who did the damage when he landed that right hand. But Suarez certainly looks strong. I think they both got a pretty decent punch on him, even at 135 pounds.
You can see from that angle the blood above the right eye. on the forehead, and it may be a factor if it bleeds down into that eye.
I tell you, Paez is sitting there on the inside and not moving at all and letting Suarez just tee off on his body.
See Paez trying to wipe the blood away with his right glove. Definitely a factor here in the second round.
Well, he's got a great cut man in the corner, Chuck Bodak, who's been around for years, actually worked with Muhammad Ali as a cut man years ago. So at least he's got the best in his corner to protect him on that eye.
And Paez with a strong left. And a good exchange. They're right above us here. And that right eye with the blood all around it on Paez, but he's fighting out of there, working against the ropes and ducking.
Well, Paez is a hard man to hit when he keeps that head moving and the shoulders moving. So I'd advise that when he sits on the ropes to keep that head movement going. But right here, he's sitting on the ropes way too long. And he's letting Suarez work over that eye, too.
He has that tendency. He'll put his gloves down and say, come on, try to hit me.
Well, it's not doing him any good right now. He's taking a lot of unnecessary punishment. He's got great legs, great movement. He should be using it.
He's content to stay on the inside, head down, and work from that position. Final seconds of the second round. And at the conclusion of this round, we will hear from the translator, Nelson Fernandez, in the Paez corner.
Okay.
What's a baton, doctor, you saw?
Don't worry about it, doctor. He's okay. Look at him. Can you see okay? Can you see okay? Yes, I'm going to work that cut. Don't worry about it. No, it's only a little cut. Don't worry about it. You have to keep working downstairs and then come upstairs. Work downstairs and then come upstairs. That's the fight. That's the fight you got to do. You got to work downstairs. Okay, finish strong.
All right, let's pick it up here, and that's where they butted heads. And Paez backed off and put his right glove up towards his eye. That's where it happened.
It was actually an accidental butt, obviously. It was no intentional butt. They both put their heads in there and came up.
But the cut is in that vulnerable spot,
Yes,
you know,
right
above
on the
the
eyelid.
lid. And
Right.
even though, as you heard the corner tell the doctor through the translation that it's not a bad cut, but the position of it could make it dangerous,
Right.
bleeding down into the eye. Round 3. His corner, the translator said work the body and come on up, but Paez not doing much of that, although he did connect there with a right.
Paez must feel very confident about his punch and Suarez lack of able to take a punch, because he's sitting right there in the middle, taking all sorts of punishment to the body where he shouldn't be right now.
One of the rare moments they're separated in this fight. Paez maybe doing a little bit of play acting there, looking a little bit bored almost.
I'll tell you what, you got to be scoring basically these rounds, except for the first round where Suarez got hurt at the end of the round. You got to be giving these rounds to Suarez. He's busier, he's hitting harder, he's really carrying the fight to Paez.
And we will be checking in with Cindy Barton periodically to see what her scorecard looks like, as we scored unofficially at ringside. The headbutt doesn't appear to be a factor here in round 3. I don't see the blood trickling down and bothering Paez much, although it's still there. And the uppercuts, the combination from Paez. Oh, that was a good right hand, straight to the chin. And another one. Paez scoring, an uppercut as well. Suarez moves out of the corner. Paez firmly in control here.
Well, it looked like he was playing possum at the beginning of the round, letting Suarez shoot off a little steam, because he's turning it on now, and his corner is telling him, go downstairs, hit that body, abajo, abajo, and he just started to do it there.
He did. First time, a couple of body shots, particularly one left hand.
You know, another thing about Paez, he hasn't used one jab tonight. He hasn't thrown one jab I've seen. And you know, he can box, so he should give a little movement, jab a little bit, and try to confuse Suarez a little bit. This is definitely Suarez's fight here, though.
Paez looking off to the side as if to say he's got nothing. Went with the bolo punch. So Paez starting with a little theatrics here in the third round, and then
well, it looks like
Suarez
is cut terribly right now above his eye also.
I couldn't tell if that was just the blood coming off of Paez or no, you're right, he is cut.
Let me tell you, he's cut in the same spot as Paez, and he's going to work on it.
And now Paez starts with the show as the round comes to an end. Jeez. So a very strong round, at least in our estimation, from Jorge Paez. But let's check in Cindy Barton's scorecard, our Nevada State judge in residence. Cindy?
Well, Lynn, I have Paez winning right now. I have 30-27 right now. The reason is because Paez is disabling Suarez. And from what I could see, he may not be as busy, and he finishes strong.
Deep breath.
So Cindy has Paez pitching a shutout as they go to work on Lupe Suarez. Very similar cut in the right eye.
Beautiful. Okay.
Same spot.
Come here. Mouthpiece.
Paez really started the showboating at the end of the third round. If you're in the other corner, how do you react to that?
Well, let me put it this way. They've gone 3 rounds so far, and it looks like they've already gone 10. This is going to be a tough fight for both of them going down the stretch here. And, you know, maybe it looks like one of these guys is going to have this fight stopped on this cut. Looks like Suarez better get busy and do something now and try to take him out, because his cut looks a lot worse than Paez's.
We're in round 4, scheduled for 10. Lightweights, non-title bout. The undisputed lightweight champion is Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. Low blow pitched in there by
Randy Newman not mentioning anything to him. Both of them have been throwing a few low blows below the border here.
And a good left from Paez again. Paez bleeding profusely out of his right eye. More so, this is a battle of bleeding eyes is what this has come down to.
Well, that's the trouble you have sometimes with the southpaw and right-hander. Their heads tend to clash. They both lean the same way a lot of times on the inside.
Now Paez moving away and not fighting from the inside. A little bit of distance now for the first time in this fight.
And that's what he should have been doing from the beginning here. But, you know, at least he's doing it now. But the inside fight for him is not where he should be.
Particularly with the bleeding situation.
Well, he doesn't want that to get any worse. And on the inside, you're going to have more chance of it getting worse there, Lynn.
And a chance of another butt. Paez content to let Suarez expend some energy with that combination, but I didn't see much damage done.
They were off the arms, but those will make you tired. You keep letting somebody do that after 3, 4, 5 rounds. Your arms are going to get a little weary. You're going to lose a little strength. And he just caught Suarez with a great left hook.
Misses with the right. Inside of a minute to go in round 4.
Oh, another great left hook right to the top of the head.
And Paez doing a little bolo move. He's being just held. And Randy finally steps in. Just a little bear hug.
A little bear hug and a little hoochie-coo on the inside there by Paez. That's got to be discouraging to a fighter. You think you're hurting a guy and then he wants to dance with you.
Paez doing the damage here to Suarez. I'm surprised Paez is content to just put his head down on the shoulder there, particularly with that bleeding situation.
Well, that was a great body shot right to the liver, left hand. 10, 7, 8, 9. Well, he just beat the count.
And
I think that caught everybody by surprise there, including Suarez.
Sit down. You all right?
A late knockdown.
Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Don't blow your nose. Breathe in. What do you hit you with? A belly shot? Huh? Deep breath.
All right, remember, you can't be saved by the bell in any round, so that was not a factor here.
Oh, right under that bottom rib there, landed right on the liver, put him down. Those are one of the most devastating punches in boxing, that liver shot.
It really did catch everyone by surprise.
Well,
it was just
was
an
quiet.
inside punch. Yeah.
They thought it was maybe a low blow or he
Right.
might have slipped or something, but when a guy goes down like that, you know he's been hitting the liver. Look at this, right under that elbow. He picked that elbow up, snuck it right in on that bottom rib, and there goes Suarez.
Well, his corner told him early, go for the body.
That's
And
right.
He certainly connected there big time in the 4th round, and normally when there's a knockdown, it's scored 10-8. So
looks like the fight may be over. That's it.
All right, let's go to the cards. All right. Let's have the commission.
fight has been stopped. So Jorge Paez is the winner by TKO through 4 rounds. That's that big left hand that did it late in the 4th round. So Paez goes to 37-3-3. Suarez suffering the 4th loss of his career, 29-4. Now he's walking around well, but fight was stopped on him. And one more look. This was late in the 4th round, inside of 10 seconds. It almost looked from that angle to be glancing, but obviously did a lot of damage. And Suarez immediately went down to all 4s. And you'll see an angle here. Really didn't catch him totally flush, just glanced. Well, obviously went through and past his body and created the end of this fight, surprisingly so, at the end of the 4th round. He did get up. He did make it back to his corner. Although the bell had rung, he was not saved by the bell. But that is the end of it. And the colorful Jorge Paez, successful as a lightweight. First time out in that division.
Yes, JT says yes.
All right, let's go to Michael Buffer for the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Chief ringside physician Dr. Frank B. Doggett has stopped the bout due to a severe laceration suffered by Lupe Suarez. The laceration was caused by an accidental headbutt, and because half of the scheduled rounds were not completed, we do not go to the scorecards. Therefore, this is a technical draw.
There you go.
Let's have a round of applause for both fighters, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them both a hand.
All right, let me bring in Cindy Barton. Obviously, both fighters were affected by the same headbutt. And Cindy, take it away.
Well, when it comes to that point in the fight, as far as a headbutt goes, they couldn't go any further, and that was simply it, and they stopped the fight.
And how many rounds will they wait till they check out the scorecards?
They would go to, if I'm correct in saying this, they would go to the 4th.
Well, we have completed 4 rounds.
No, actually, we go to 5th.
Right.
I'm not quite sure on that, okay? I don't want to say the wrong thing.
All right, apparently, if the fight is not halfway completed, they can't go to the scorecards, and therefore it's just called a technical draw. So a bit of a surprise. Let's go to Joe Goosen in the ring.
Thank you. Nacho, I'm going to ask Nacho to interpret for us through for Jorge. Ask Jorge if that cut was caused by a butt or by a punch in his estimation.
¿His cut o his?
No, Suarez's cut.
Que si la cortada que le hiciste a Lupe Suarez fue de cabezazo o de golpe.
Fue de golpe.
Punch.
So he thought it was by a punch, not by an accidental headbutt, huh?
Yes.
And let me ask you something. He stood on the inside quite a bit with Suarez. Was that his intention to do that tonight from the beginning?
Que si estuviste peleando adentro, que si esa era la intención de pelear.
No, la intención era cotorrearla para que la gente me conociera. Pero pues no se pudo. Se la pararon pronto porque yo quería cotorrearla hasta que ya debido tiempo ya tirarse a fondo, pero ni modo no se pudo hacer eso.
I just was waiting, I was having fun. and show the people what I got.
Yo apenas estaba agarrando viada.
I was just getting hot to close very hard.
In other words, he was letting Suarez shoot off a little steam before he really turned it on and have some fun and give the audience a nice show.
Of course, we're going to show the people in the United States what he got, because we are looking for Paez and Whitaker.
Does Jorge consider this a setback in his career or not?
Que si considera que esta es una buena regreso a tu carrera.
¿Cómo?
Esta pelea.
Pues sí, bueno, yo quería ganar. A todos tíos yo quería ganar, por país me organizaron en Mexicali, pero ni modo, no se pudo. Ojalá que a la gente le haya gustado mi pelea. Y si no, pues ya pagaron su boleto.
Yeah, so I thought I was the winner, you know, and I try hard, my best, but you see what happened, you know, and the technical here was the decision.
Real quick, what's in the immediate future for Jorge?
He's fighting June 14 in Sacramento against the #1 contender IBF, Tracy Penn.
Looking for that lightweight title next then, right?
No, the winner's going against Paez and Whitaker.
Well, that's something we'll be looking for down the road with Jorge Paez, that lightweight title shot. And back to Len now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joe. So obviously they were both affected by the same headbutt. We noted that the cut was over the right eye with both fighters. And now you can see Cindy Barton on camera for the first time tonight, our Nevada State judge in residence. And we checked with referee Randy Newman to get the official clarification of why they would not go to the scorecard. So Cindy, I'll let you handle that.
Well, what they have to do, Len, the fight has to go halfway before they will go to the scorecard to make a decision from there. So that is simply what happened, and it didn't go halfway. So.
All right, so because the fight only had completed 4 rounds and not 5, it's then considered a technical draw. So it really wasn't the shot to the body, although it knocked him down, that we thought might have put Lupe Suarez out of commission. But it was the accidental headbutt that took place during the 2nd round. And this is where it took place. So the headbutt in the 2nd round causes the technical draw and the stoppage after 4 rounds. So it'll go as a technical draw on both fighters' records in their first fights in the lightweight division.